Hey guys, it's Kristen and welcome or welcome back. Today I am recapping what I read in September. So September was a month. I don't know. I went into it pretty gung-ho for the reading, but I lost momentum somewhere in the middle there. The reason I was super psyched to read in September was because I was participating in Demonathon, which is a readathon orchestrated by YUMI at YUMI the Book Demon. And when I say that this is the best readathon that I have come across so far, I do mean the best. Like, the work that YUMI has put into making it an experience, like, we don't deserve her. So Demonathon is where it's 6 prompts and a group read, and if you finish the 6 prompts, or you accumulate a certain amount of points with the books you read, and if you get the right amount of points, you get to complete a contract with a demon. My demon is Choji. I thought it was cute. I don't know what else to say. I poached the name from Naruto. So there are 6 prompts, and to get the 6 prompts it's such an experience. It's so immersive. I loved reading like the different rooms to get to the prompt and to get to the next room. I mean, it's like, you gotta check it out. I do believe that there is another one in February, if I'm correct. I don't know. I will link her video and her channel and her website down below. It's an A+ experience as far as readathons go. And now here's what I read. So the first book that I read was the prompt for the Kikio Room. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Kikio? And the prompt was to read a book featuring the dead. For this, I read The Heart Forger by Rin Chipeko. And I read the Bone Witch a few months ago, and I wasn't super engaged with it. And I think that was because I was reading it kind of passively, and I didn't give it the attention it deserved. And lo and behold, the same thing was true this time. Although I was a little bit more interested in the story, I still wasn't having that connection to it. So I think I am going to have to reread this whole series before I get to the last book, which is The Shadow Glass. But I read it. The next prompt was for the Peacock Room, and it was to read a pretty book. And that covered beautiful covers and lyrical writing or poetry. And for this, I chose Starsight by Brandon Sanderson. I just really like the cover of this book, and let me tell you, Spensa, girl, I cannot wait for the 3rd book, and it's only 3% done per Brandon Sanderson's website, and I'm mad about it, but I guess art takes time, right? Starsight is the 2nd book to Skyward. It follows Spensa on a mission, I guess. I don't know what I can say without spoiling the whole book. I read it. It was amazing. The next prompt was the Speakeasy, and it was to reread a favorite book or comfort read. For this, I read Akatar by Sarah J. Maas. I read this in January or February, and I freaking loved it. And the great thing about rereading is it can go a little bit faster, and it was an easy read. If you don't know, Akatar is a fae-based Beauty and the Beast retelling. It follows Feyre, who goes to live in the land of the fairies, Prythian, which is under the terror reign of an evil fae bitch lady. It's a good time. I really enjoyed it. My rating didn't change on it. The next prompt was the Star Room, and it was to read a middle grade or children's book. For this, I read Redwall by Brian Jacques. So when I first made my channel, in my booktube newbie tag, I cited Mrs. Frisbee and the Brats of Nim as being the book I read in 6th grade that got me like into reading. No, that was a lie, because after reading this, I was just having flashbacks of this story. And so Redwall was actually the book that got me into reading. I also read this as part of a read-along with JJ at the Bearded Bookworm and Taylor at Made Between the Pages. It was an amazing time, and I think we are continuing to read the series one book every other month, which is good because there's like a ton of books in this series. This follows Matthias, who is a mouse who is trying to save Redwall Abbey from Clooney the Scourge, who is a rat. And it's a good time. It's pretty dark, and I kind of felt like I read this when I was 10, 11. Wow. The next prompt was the Ivory Room, and that was to read a book featuring intense love or friendship. For this, I read New Moon by Stephanie Meyer. I started reading Twilight like 2 months ago as part of a read-along, which isn't exactly really happening anymore, but I feel just like committed to doing it. What can I say? It's like Twilight, and it seems to be like the least liked book in the series. I don't know why. It was pretty much on par with the first one. So, and the last prompt was the Grand Ballroom, and it was to read something you find self-indulgent. And for this, I read Fallen by Lauren Kate. I read this, I want to say, I don't really remember. I remember that I came across it in a bookstore in the Philippines when I took a trip there, and I loved it. I flew through it pretty quickly. This follows Luce and Daniel's love story, and it's fallen angels. I like trashy paranormal romance. I don't know what else to say. I didn't get to the group read, and I didn't really do the challenges because I just kind of forgot about them, but I did end up fulfilling the needs of my contract. So I did get to draw up my contract with Choji, which is ace. I did read one other book outside of this readathon, which was Rage of Dragon by Evan Winter. This was the book club pick for Shelf Space, and I really enjoyed this. I am so Team Iron Man, which was a thing in the Discord. You're Team Iron Man if you liked it, Team Captain America if you didn't. And I have to say that I really enjoyed it. I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did, but I will say that it kept me engaged. Like, I was engaged from the prologue. That's how into this story I was. Rage of Dragons is a revenge story of Tao trying to kill all the people who helped murder his father. And that's all I really needed. It was a good time. So yeah, that was 7 books. I read 7 books in September, and I feel like that's not a bad place to land. If you've read any of these books and you want to talk about it, if you just have a comment or you just want to say hi, definitely drop a comment or reach out to me anywhere on the internet. I love talking to people that I have met in this community because you guys are giving me a lot of life. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.